Everybody. So today I wanted to talk about the interim head coach that has taken over for Jeff Collins, and he had a press conference today with the president of the institute and the interim AD. So they had a pretty good press conference. I liked what I heard from him. You know, the president came on and talked about how he felt it was necessary to fire Jeff Collins and, the AD so that we can move on. And he said that, the results that weren't there in football and blah, 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 blah. What caught my attention from the president was that he said multiple times, he reiterated about 4 or 5 times that he was personally committed to success in the football program. He says that we should be at the top of the country and whatnot and be very competitive in football, which I thought was interesting. If he actually says that, I wonder if he will actually commit, because that is one thing that has been brought into question lately is Georgia Tech actually invested and committed to having a good football program in today's college football? It takes a lot of investment, a lot of time and money, and, a lot of investment, and you have to take it seriously in order to be competitive like that. And he said they were, and he said that they've, they've got some kind of big campaign, a $2 billion campaign, whatever that means, that is going to be, a lot of that is going towards athletics and whatnot. So I don't know. Hopefully we, raise the budget for football. I don't know. That's all stuff that's over my head. But the dude was pretty adamant about, being committed to having a good football team and program. So, hey, I'm all for it. I mean, that's what I'm freaking here for, right? So I'm pretty stoked on that. And, he said all the right things, and so did Brent Key, and I'll get to that in a minute. But listen, I've been watching press conferences for the past freaking 4 years from Jeff Collins where he said all the right things. And then, Saturday comes, and what I watch is doo-doo on the field, is a doo-doo product. So I'm a bit weary and jaded when it comes to that. But, he was saying the right stuff, so I don't know. Hopefully we get this hire right. But let me tell you something. It does not matter the hire that we make unless our school is 100% committed to having a good football program, investing in it, and spending what is necessary to have a successful football program. So I just wanted to say that. Now, moving on to the interim head coach is Brent Key. And I was pretty high on Brent Key, throughout the years. He was the offensive line coach and the assistant head coach of the whole team. So it is pretty interesting that he got the interim position instead of like the offensive coordinator. But the offensive coordinator has only been here since the end of last year, so that's pretty understandable. And so Brent Key has taken over, and well, the first thing that comes to your mind is, he was the O-line coach. Well, how's the O-line? Well, the O-line's been doo-doo for 4 years. And now, I've talked about this. I'm not sure that it is all Brent Key's fault necessarily. You'd think that 4 years would be enough to kind of overturn the roster and, get some good transfers in. Hasn't shown up yet. We've been having a lot of problems. We got a lot of young talent, I guess. I don't know, 4 years. I mean, that's one position group transitioning from the triple option that I have a lot of patience in. So I give them leeway for that. I guess it probably takes longer than 4 years. I don't know. He is widely considered one of the best offensive line coaches in the country and widely respected, a good recruiter. I actually was listening to a Twitter space from Bryce Kuhn, who is a reporter for Georgia Tech. He was hosting a Twitter space and had a recruit's dad come in and just sing the praises of Brent Key and how, he wants so bad for his son to play for Brent Key and stuff like that. So he's clearly respected. He's clearly taken this very seriously. He came in to the press conference. He was hoarse, and he said all the right things. He said that, he has promoted a special teams coach. He promoted Jason Seymour to special teams coach. So that was pretty cool. we finally have the special teams coach. He said they went over that for 2.5 hours. Hopefully that means no more block punts. Hopefully they get that together, because that's just unacceptable. The block punts has been driving me crazy this year. It's been driving everybody crazy. It's something that should never happen, and it has been rampant these past couple games. So, yes, he is committed to working on that, promoted a special teams coordinator, so that's pretty stoked on that. Not a word yet on firing the defensive coordinator, who is terrible, Andrew Thacker. Not a word on firing him yet, so we're yet to see on that how that goes. But he's got a tough job, let me tell you, coming up against this Pitt. And, of course, we had Sunday and Monday, the players didn't even practice. I don't think they did today either. I'm not sure. No, they got back to practice today. Went over film and everything. There's a lot to be improved, and Brent Key's got his work cut out for him, I'll tell you that. He's got his work cut out for him, and a lot of people seem to believe in him. He seems to be saying the right things. He knows the problems. At least he recognizes them and is trying to work on them. And so hopefully he's able to get that cleaned up. He says that he is focused on accountability. He's going to be running these players harder. I think that, Jeff Collins, one of his problems is that he tried to be the players' friends too much. And you got to have discipline. You got to get on their ass, or else it's going to be sloppy, and it's going to be, undisciplined, and they're not going to know what the hell's going on. So Brent Key comes in, and he's saying he's going to clean all that up. I mean, we'll see. This is kind of the rest of our staff's time to kind of prove themselves and see what's going on. A lot of times you can be under some management that you don't think's right, and you can point out all the flaws, and he thinks he can fix himself. So one other thing that he pointed out is that we were a lot of times, and he hit the nail on the head here. He says a lot of times we were waiting on something to happen to us, or trying not to lose the game rather than going out and winning the game or making something happen to ourselves, which I thought was very interesting. And you can totally explain that. Look no further than Jeff Collins' clock management, where he lets the clock run out, or a lot of his times where it feels like he just gives up during the game. And it's like, hello, we're still playing a football game, and he's trying to run the clock out or whatever, so it doesn't, we don't lose by a lot. Well, he said there was a difference between not wanting to lose and wanting to win. And so hopefully that's the mentality. And I could pick up on that from throughout the past few years from Jeff Collins. So it makes a lot of sense what Brent Key was saying. Clearly he recognizes the flaws in the program, and is trying to fix it himself. So, hey, here's hoping Brent Key can frickin' pull something together this year, man. I mean, it's pretty much a wash, but, he's got a tough job. We got Pitt coming up this week. And, of course, I will be doing a game preview on that. I won't be able to stream that game because I'm going to see a concert. But be on the lookout for my head coaching search videos. And, hell, who knows? Brent Key's good enough. He might earn himself a job. I don't see that really happening, but he's got to work cut out for him, so we'll freaking see what happens. Anyways, go Jackets and go Coach Brent Key, and I'll see y'all next time.